Okay, I'm gonna do a album review on the legendary masterpiece by Michael Jackson called Thriller. Thriller. No, I could do like 7 videos on this album alone, but I'll just try to shorten it for the time being. Okay, Thriller was the sixth studio album by Michael Jackson. It was released in November of '82, and it was certified 33 times platinum. It is to this very day the biggest selling album of all times. No album has sold more than a Thriller. This album right here practically made Michael Jackson a mega star. Okay, even though all the albums that he came that followed Thriller didn't match up to it, but this album was phenomenal, and it still is phenomenal. It's colossal and it's epic. Okay, this album was produced by both Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson. This album, they remixed and mixed and mastered every single track on this album, all 9 tracks, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, every week was dedicated to mixing one album. I mean, to one song, and they blended it perfectly, even though they was exhausted, and they recorded this on a 750,000 budget, which is considered 1,900,000 in today's money. But like with that amount of money, they came out with an excellent masterpiece. Okay, even some of the he wrote most of the songs, but other songs were written by Rod Temperton, who was named who wrote the title track Thriller, and songs like The Lady of My Life, if I'm not mistaken. James Ingram also has some writing credits, and the song Beat It, has a was written by Michael, and it has that rock sound. Eddie Van Halen of the rock band Van Halen is the one who's playing the guitar solo, making that song sound just fitting the mold. Like he practically broke barrier with this album. Michael Jackson broke barriers, and he and like when he touched down with this album, or with his image and with his presentation and with his singing alone, Michael Jackson single-handedly changed the music industry forever, and the album Thriller solidified that. Like with all the it's like 7 of the 9 tracks of this album uh, were considered singles. Beat It, Wanna Be Starting Something, The Girl Is Mine, which was a duet with Paul McCartney. Uh, of course, Billie Jean, the song Billie Jean, which was about his frustration with obsessed fans. People trying to Billie Jean wasn't based. The song Billie Jean wasn't based on one person. It was based on a collective of obsessed fans. And with songs like "Want to Be Starting Something," which was an excellent intro to this album, and it had the way it was presented, the way it was put out, the upbeat, up tempo sound that was Michael's style all by himself, and then it follows with the song "Baby Be Mine," which has that early '80s keyboard and synthesizer vibe to it. uh, it sounds like a breath of fresh air blended in with synthesizers and keyboards. That's what it sounds like. And of course, "Baby Be Mine," the Thriller track, which was basically singing about was singing about the supernatural forces, which was written by Rod Temperton. Rod Temperton, who was a popular songwriter, who never who hardly who is no longer with us, and wrote the title track. This man, Rod Temperton, he practically he basically lived off of the Thriller album, off of the Thriller song, because even though he has a bunch of singing credits under his belt, the Thriller song is was what made him set him for life. He never went hungry again thanks to that Thriller song. Okay, the Thriller song is what what gave him that status. Even though he never gave interviews, it gave him that status, and it is set him for life. He never went he because of the Thriller song that he wrote. He never ever went hungry again. And then his tracks, songs like "Beat It," and then "Billie Jean," and then uh, "Human Nature," which is like a slow down song, singing about like, and they say why tell them that it's human nature. Why? Well, like that right there was an excellent song. I really like Human Nature. Like none of these songs on this album are bad. Every last one of these songs are excellent. Every last one of these songs are perfect. Perfect in musical form, especially in like songs like PYT, Pretty Young Thing. Oh, I love that song. Oh man, it's so hard to choose. Like PYT, it has that up tempo, a smooth breath of fresh air type of groove to it. It really captures me. It really moves me when I hear songs like that. And then of course, the final track of "The Lady of My Life," which he slowed it down, with, and gave it that feel, that smooth bellotone feel. Oh man, that song right there is awesome as well. I love that song. Oh, like every track, words really can't describe. It really can't describe how I feel about this album, because that album, it was that great. This album was considered musical perfection. This is how good of an album this was. Uh, Thriller is the best album of all times. Regardless of what anybody says, this album is a masterpiece.